Well, guten Morgen to ya. It's morning yap time. Do you want to sing the hello song? Hello, everybody. We're so glad to see you. Hello to Piper. We're so glad to see you. Hello to Mommy. We're so glad to see you. Hello, everybody. We're so glad to see you. Woo! Blah, 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 blah. We've got big smiles this morning. Good morning from the Morning Yap Fest, y'all. Listen, I had a wonderful coaching yesterday, and Dr. Flo's Mastermind, which you can join just by going to lovedandlovable.bio.link or DMing him, Ask Dr. Flo on all platforms. Whoops, sorry. Or texting him at 404-585-1278, I believe. 404-585-1278. During that meeting, so y'all, I have been considering not necessarily pivoting entirely, but going more into the blackening the can and going more into teaching DEI and voice studios, talking about the way in which I teach and how it is so different than, many other studios. And one of the things I realized yesterday is that due to my experience speaking out on many topics such as pain point marketing, and kind of, calling out, and some of these things, like, I don't necessarily agree anymore with the way that I did them, but that's also like, that's white supremacy talking, right? It's like, yeah, you have to be polite. So anyway, there's a whole bunch of stories that I would like to tell about my undergrad and my graduate school, but I don't want to feel like the mean girl, and I feel like so many of you are going to perceive me as the mean girl or like misinterpret the fact that, like, I'm not necessarily talking about individual teachers. I'm talking about the ways in which we exist in the systems that are in place and how harmful that is to classical music. And I really want to tell these stories. Like, I really do. But I'm like, yesterday in the coaching, in the mastermind, I was like, my tummy hurts. Like, and that's how you kind of know, for me, that's like how I know I'm on the right track. I'm on the right track, baby, are we going this way? But so I'm working up into it. So I just wanted to, like, center that sometimes I'm scared to talk about ish too. And, like, what I was reminded of yesterday is that, like, no protester, no person that speaks out, like, doesn't get the flack, and, like, people are gonna think what they think, and other people are gonna stand firm in what it is. And we have this habit in classical music in particular to be catty and, like, to, like, personalize everything, but we don't need to personalize everything, right? And that is my point. Like, we have to talk about how classical music and the industry treat people. And I mean all people, and how much we have to give up in order to have successful classical music careers, in terms of culture. I was just watching a video this morning on, they called it, New Racism Plus. And it was like, they were talking about how Irish people and Italian people were not considered white for a long time, and how this racism, like, plays out in white communities. And it was a very interesting video, and it really kind of got me thinking about how people are perceived inside of the white gaze, and how much, like, the white gaze has stopped me over the years. And so, again, what I landed on yesterday was like, I don't want to be the mean girl, but I'm going to challenge myself to tell some of these stories as I find the time. Piper, don't do that, please. And because I think it's important. I think it's important to know that a person with as much privilege as I have also struggled. And it wasn't because of one individual teacher that was playing into the system. It is the system itself. And that is why diversifying the repertoire, getting different bodies into classical music, Piper, come on, etc., is important. So all of that gets to go in the trash can. All right, y'all, I gotta stop this child from throwing everything on the floor. So I will see you all tomorrow. Toodles.